It's a beautiful summer February morning. It's funny to say that it's like 75, almost 80 degrees here today, and we are at Universal Studios Orlando checking out the secrets of the Hard Rock Cafe. Oh yeah, there's secrets here. If you don't know what the Hard Rock Cafe is, over to the left side of the screen by the Coliseum, that's where they have concerts. It's a concert venue, but it is also a restaurant where you can get a pretty darn good, albeit expensive, burger here at the Hard Rock Cafe. Inside, aside from food and a very good atmosphere, they have, it's like a museum of rock history. Let's go check it out.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
Music comes from all walks of life, and not all of it is beautiful. A lot of it is dirty and gritty, like old CBGB days. So what better way to start this video than in the basement near the bathrooms? I'm a huge fan of the Blues Brothers, and right here, the start of the basement, there's Blues Brothers props. Old posters, records, fire extinguisher, that has nothing to do with it. Looks like that's a record too, signed by one of the Blues Brothers, but right here, signed, is one of the hats and the sunglasses. That's awesome. I didn't expect to really see this here, but there is a wall devoted to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. These are all different pictures, stills from production. Rocky's shorts used in the movie. I mean, seriously, Tim Curry is just amazing. It's funny, right between the men's room and the women's room is a small little punk section here dedicated to the Sex Pistols. A lot of different pins, but what really catches our attention is right there. It's a newspaper of sorts saying Sid Vicious faces murder court. There's a corner devoted to Spinal Tap, turning it up to 11. There's the boots. When Jessica and I come to the Hard Rock Cafe, we often like to sit at this table right here because it is in what we like to call the punk corner. And one of the coolest things that they have here on display is a suit worn by Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols, as well as the suit from The Clash. Vince White wore that. That's cool. More Sex Pistol stuff. These are the goggles worn by Johnny Rotten. This is pretty cool too. Lou Reed's guitar. Man, they have a lot of really cool stuff here, don't they? Check that out. We're taking a walk on the wild side. Another one of my favorite bands is the Talking Heads, and here is one of the acoustic guitars from the band. At the end of the hallway, they have shoes worn by Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots. That's awesome. Oh, and check it out! It's Alice Cooper! Every time we do a video, I always find something that I want in our house, and I'm gonna have to say this picture of the Cramps. Photographed at CBGB, I want that in our house. They even have part of the wall from CBGB, and it's long gone, it's closed up in New York City, but I didn't really notice this, and I never really looked it up. But CBGB stands for Country, Bluegrass, and Blues. Huh, that makes sense. This hallway is pretty dark, so we're going to use a little bit of a light here, but they do have some pretty awesome stuff for Pink Floyd. Like this mask right here, does that look familiar? It's the mask used in Pink Floyd's The Wall. That is creepy. Check that out, that's cool. It's from the animation from the movie The Wall. David Gilmour's guitar. That's cool. There's a really nice section over here of Jim Morrison and the Doors. There's a check written by Ray Manzarek towards somebody there. A registration to a claim of copyright for the song 20th Century Fox, filled out by Jim Morrison himself. Some pictures, but this is cool. Jessica's over here looking at a yearbook for Jim Morrison. That's him?
That's him.
Oh, look how clean cut he looks. So much has changed. Now, what were you looking at over here?
It's a handwritten note that a classmate wrote him saying that she enjoyed getting to know him their final year and that she thought he'd go far in life. But in the letter, she calls him Bobby.
Bobby Morrison.
Bobby.
That's crazy. Who would have known, right? We just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into this place. Every room has something, and this is just the rooms that the general public can see. There's hidden stuff too. Not only can you eat here and take a self-guided tour of the museum, but they do have a special tour. Now, all you have to do is ask for it. It's free. They take you inside the concert venue, a place called the John Lennon Room, and a few other things. So let's go check that out.
You get the whole VIP tour of the park.
So this is the VIP tour of the park.
Because one of the fun things about the Hard Rock is it
this is
literally-
crazy.
Yes.
Sweet. I just got chills. This is like an apartment.
It actually is it was that tribute to him to kind of represent his New York flat, that kind of
Okay.
feel. That is indeed his actual chair. Little history, fun fact with Lennon. The back is out. That is where he would actually slip his guitar for an easy grab, put away.
That's neat. Very neat.
It is indeed these pieces here are indeed from his New York flat. His famous, of course, white suit.
That's actually his? He wore that?
Yes, sir.
That's just so cool to be standing here looking at this.
Definitely take your time in here, folks. When I born and raised in Florida,
To the Hard Rock.
did Universal everything. I came to the Hard Rock all the time. I did not even know this room existed until I worked here. Because like my first time here, I really was like, wow.
I like how it says a working class hero is something to be.
Yeah.
John Lennon. Such a great song. I really like that it's so quiet in here.
Yeah.
Now the piano, every single key, what Hard Rock did was they sent out the keys to the famous pianists, Elton John, oh my God, why am I, Billy Joel, famous pianists. And what they asked them to do is, hey, could you just do us a favor, just sign your name, signature, autograph to the key, because we're gonna put them in this piano. And sure enough, that's what they did, because of course, if you look, that is indeed their actual signatures, autographs, and of course a list of
Stevie
the
Wonder has
artists.
a thumbprint. That's adorable.
Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, I believe, should be on there as well.
That's all their signatures. And the list of
Because when I
everybody
first
there.
heard about this, I was like, please tell me it was like 1990, 1989 when they did this, because I was hoping for Freddie Mercury.
Oh my god, right?
Because I mean, piano. I mean, I do consider like Freddie Mercury one of those good pianists.
It's interesting going from walking on hard surfaces all day and then you're on carpet. It's
Right?
so squishy.
And of course, these are indeed his doodles that he did.
Yeah, I've always loved his artwork. It's just the simplicity of it.
It was simple, and yet it kind of really did like paint a picture, so to speak.
So you said that a lot of times things that are here are coming from the estate or from loved ones of family members. Did Yoko have anything to do with
She
this?
did, because of course, obviously, we wouldn't be able to like the chair wise and all that. She did have to like kind of sign off on, you can have this, you can have that, so to speak. But yes, she was definitely very helpful with some of the memorabilia
Very
for
cool.
the Lennon estate.
Hey, this is just beautiful. I can't say it enough.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I would really rather have Lennon than McCartney, but
Yeah. Growing up.
fortunately, life added other plans.
Yeah.
And of course, we do indeed have a little sculpture there of him, complete with his glasses. Absolutely feel free to step back there, get a better look.
Are those reflective glasses or a pair of his glasses?
No, those aren't his legit.
Those are his.
No, they aren't. Believe me, if they were, those would be like
Right.
definitely under.
Yeah, because I was going to say that those are like embedded in there. I feel like I'm in an apartment, like I'm in like John Lennon's apartment. This is
Yeah.
really cool.
It's well done. Here's another sketch of his.
Oh man.
Oh, we're behind the guitar from outside.
Oh, obviously, if we want to check out outside, yes.
That's cool.
We'll step outside.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the better view of it, where you actually can finally realize that down there is indeed the shape of a guitar.
This is just crazy.
This is very neat.
Like,
yeah.
we've come here so many times, and not once did we know that this was here. Not once.
Again, none of this was here beforehand. Balcony-wise, like, from what if I remember correctly, that was the pink Cadillac instead of the guitar. The pink Cadillac that came crashing down, if you remember, like way back. Way back. But once they started to expand it, that's when they were like, yeah, let's really go out for it.
Up from down there, you don't even realize that there's a balcony at all.
Right?
And if you do, you automatically assume it's just part of like the actual live event itself.
Yeah.
And the building behind us, this is where the live event stuff is?
Oh yeah, because again, you're gonna see it really is like by a wall, because technically this is all live what we're at now.
Okay.
Because that's why they have the Lennon Room kind of above it, because again, it's more reserved for the VIPs, artists, the band sort of thing.
Are we allowed to sit on the couch?
Oh,
and get a
yeah.
photo?
Yeah,
Did you
go
take a
ahead.
photo of us?
Right this way, folks, because we are going to go through live.
So now we're going to where the concert venue is, which I have yet to see a concert there. Is it in here? Mm-hmm. Oh man. I kind of feel like a rock star now.
And Hard Rock Live.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep, this is where I saw Ghost.
Courtesy of Florida State. Big round of applause, will you please? Good evening. Enchanté.
We were still living in Savannah when Alice Cooper was here, and I was like, man, I wanted to see Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper was fun. I saw Alice Cooper here. I saw Marilyn Manson here. We just successfully did Whose Live Is It Anyways, the kind of live action of Whose Line Is It Anyways, where we had Drew Carey and everybody here. That was quite successful.
Oh, yeah. I love that show. Our tickets were something like, I think, right here, but the visibility, and that's what I love about this space, is that the visibility is just phenomenal. No matter where you are, it's a good seat.
And for
Really,
Ghost,
really
they picked you
downfall
up
of being
beforehand,
down
right?
there is like,
Yeah, they picked me up beforehand. I was down, would have been the ground floor here underneath the balcony, picking up merch, and they're like, hey, how would you like to be a nun? I was like,
Sure.
sure.
Let's make it happen.
I didn't know what it was at the time. It was my first show with Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. And the girl that went on stage with me, we're still like this. Like, we keep in touch. It was very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because of course, obviously, the more VIP lounges, complete with their own bars on both sides for the guests. Now we shall make our way down to the first floor of Live.
So if we were coming in to see a show, obviously this would be the entrance.
Yes, sir. This will be the front doors here for you for Live. As soon as you walk through the doors, you have Elton John and, of course, James Brown greeting you at the door.
Very cool. Elton's over there. Hello, Elton. Well, I mean, it's not really Elton, but, you know.
Because again, what's so unique about the Hard Rock is just the overall design and the way they like just make things, in the sense of like even like the saxophone chandelier and the rock shop. They have the drum set.
That's cool.
Lights. If you go over to Hard Rock Hotel and their gift shop, you have Gene Simmons' axe bass right there in the middle, and I believe even then it's another guitar chandelier. The hotels, I love exploring the hotels because it really is. It's just
Are
like.
we able to go to the hotel from here to walk there?
Yes, you can. You literally just
the
walk
bar?
right out here, go in front of Universal, and as soon as you
Bob
walk
Dylan's
in front of
motorcycle.
Universal where it says it, there's gonna be like a note.
That's crazy.
That's everything.
Check it out. There's Stevie Nicks, and right next to her is the tambourine she would play. Peter Frampton's guitar. All right, so I'm just going to say this. The Woodstock room is pretty amazing. It's quite quiet in here, wouldn't you say, Jessica? The shawl right there?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's on the Janis Joplin wall.
Yeah, it was worn by her on the back cover of the Cheap Thrills LP. That's her wearing it there.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I love that they do this. They put something on the wall, and then they put a picture of the artist wearing it. There's a jumpsuit worn by Roger Daltrey of The Who. Now, I'm going to point out that all these people are like so freaking skinny. Is it drugs? And I'm going to say probably one of the rock history highlights here at the Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando is this Jimi Hendrix display right here. His guitar, his picture, and a shirt he wore. Man, these people were tiny. Richie Havens' guitar in here as well. And this one looks like it's seen better days, but there's Neil Young's guitar. And that's about it for the Woodstock room. Oh wow, this is cool. It's the jacket, the suit jacket worn by James Brown himself. The godfather of soul. There's a section up here on the top floor from Michael Jackson and his family band, the Jackson 5. That picture right there is the yearbook picture. Here on the same wall, they have an outfit worn by Slash from Guns N' Roses, jacket worn by Joe Perry from Aerosmith, as well as Joe Perry's guitar. So they have the Seattle Sound area. This is a guitar signed by the members of Soundgarden right next to some Nirvana stuff. Here's a Polaroid of Kurt Cobain with his daughter Frances Bean. And above that they have a set list for Nirvana. Up here at the top they have a signed picture from all three band members of Nirvana. But what I really like is when they do things like this, here's a yearbook and Kurt Cobain is right there in the center of the screen. That's cool. Alright, so I love the cult. And here's a jacket and a guitar. Yeah, I'm liking the top floor. There's a guitar from Stone Temple Pilots. And of course, the Seattle Sound wouldn't be complete without some Alice in Chains, now would it? So let's go inside and check out the roots of Rock Room. Holy cow, would you just look at that ceiling? Man, this is probably one of the coolest museums we've ever been in, and it's a restaurant. Starting off, we have a suit worn by Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney, according to all the other suits that we've seen today, he's actually a pretty big man. Well, not skinny and, you know, tall and probably drug-laden like the 70s. Buddy Holly, known as one of the founders of rock and roll, there's his sweater. Again, we find another yearbook. That's him right there. But what's really cool is down here they have glasses worn by Buddy Holly himself. That is awesome. The plaque on the wall says that these vintage microphones were used at the legendary Sun Studio. There's a lot of really cool guitars here in this room. There's Carl Perkins. This is the roots of rock, isn't it? Here we have Roy Orbison's acoustic guitar. And right next to Roy Orbison's guitar, we have Johnny Cash's guitar, which is kind of funny because Johnny Cash's lake house that he shared with June was actually right down the street from Roy Orbison. And here's a room that I could get behind. Behind these doors it says, "Everybody let's rock." It's the Elvis Presley room. So let's go inside and check that out. My God. This is awesome. Slamming the doors. Over here in the corner, let's see. Elvis gave this coat from his personal collection to his friend, an employee of Elvis's, Circle G Ranch for many years. That's a cool coat. Yeah, it is kind of weird having this giant fireplace here. Is it a replica from like maybe something in his house? I've never been to Graceland. I mean, that's blasphemy.
I've been there, but...
Do you recall seeing anything like that?
This could have come out of the Jungle Room, or been a replica of the Jungle Room.
That would make sense, I guess. Like I said, I've never been there. But that's pretty ornate. Is ornate the word?
Yeah.
Ha! Over here, on the other side of the coat that Elvis has given to his friend, we have this black wedding suit was worn by Elvis in his 1964 film, Viva Las Vegas. Different pictures on the wall of Elvis performing at different times in his career. This is an interesting photo that I haven't never seen of him sitting there, like in contemplation and thinking. And over here, this is really neat. It's a handwritten I Got a Woman, like the chord progression, the music progression. And underneath it, there's a tag that says June 26th. This turned out to be his very last concert performance. Crazy. Above the door on the inside, they have a bunch of 45s of Elvis from his movies in frames. March 24th, 1958, Elvis is inducted into the U.S. Army, and here are some pictures from that. GI Blues. Elvis was really big into karate, and here's one of his training karate uniforms. Bam. No doubt, music and music history is a staple in society. It's pretty awesome, but one of the coolest, most well-known pieces of history that the Hard Rock Cafe here in Orlando owns isn't even in the restaurant, it's behind it. And that, my friends, is this chunk of wall back here by this seating area. Jessica's right there, but over here it says you are standing looking at a piece of the actual Berlin Wall. Now there's all kinds of crazy stories about this. It had a lot more graffiti on it, and all of that's gone because somebody didn't realize what they had and power washed it off. At least that's what I heard.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.